color analysis client received her result in April 2024. We also had a follow-up Zoom call where we had a lovely chat, and some of this video is going to go through some of the elements we chatted about. In hopes that the discussion helps you, I will also say we received an update from her in November 2024, and of course I'm sharing everything in here with permission from this client, and she has prepared a wonderful fashion show to share with all of you, so stay tuned. So here is what she looked like sort of before her color analysis and wearing colors that are not in harmony with her results. So she currently has deeper value natural hair color and deeper value eyes. Here's a close-up of her eye. And I've shared with you in the past that looking at hair color and eye color and saying, okay, I have dark hair, my eyes aren't very light in color and what have you, really aren't going to land you at your color analysis results. Or if I was to reword that, if you said to me, I have dark hair, dark eyes, you've literally described being in most to all palettes to me. Here's one of the historical pictures that she's given us permission to share. And here's another one. And so I just want to pause here and say, this is her natural hair color. This picture is around the age of 12. And you'll notice in this picture that she's wearing a winter color. And I will say that when I met with this client over Zoom, she really, for quite some time, thought she was a winter. And so winter is a cool and bright palette. And normally, looking at historical pictures around the age of 12, somebody would be showing some qualities of their ultimate color analysis result. It might be not a perfect illustration of their color analysis result, but this is not a hair color, and this is her natural hair color again, and overall look and feel of a winter. Through another online color analysis service, this client had previously received a deep autumn result. And what is deep autumn? It is the palette between winter and autumn. So you would look at a deep autumn and go, I can't easily tell if you're winter or autumn. And I don't easily see winter here again. And so this isn't giving a puzzle piece that would be aligned with even a deep autumn result. Here she is at the age of 26, and this is her natural coloring pictured here. I don't easily see winter here either. Going through historical pictures, I always like to sort of rule in, rule out possibilities. And so I can rule out winter in looking at these historical pictures. And is autumn, spring easily ruled out? Not really. Is summer? I don't get this smoky vibe from this look. When the color comparisons were ultimately completed and the full color analysis process was completed on this client, she received a fully warm undertone result, True Spring. And here's her in a True Spring blue. So while for a long time she thought she might have had winter in her coloring, which is the cool and bright palette, she ultimately had the brightness aspect right, but it needed to have warmth in it instead of coolness. Here's a look at her in a beautiful coraled red in the True Spring palette. Here's a purple in the True Spring palette on her. And here's her in another True Spring bright blue range color that is aligned to the True Spring palette in the palettes that I give out. What I will say is many people who receive a True Spring result that might not be expecting a True Spring result, this is a great way to start out. The way this client has is to focus on the colors that she likes in the palette and then expand her horizons and test things out. I find some people receive a result of True Spring and they're in such shock and only focus on perhaps the colors they historically haven't gravitated towards. And so perhaps just consider sticking to this range or move it over a bit and try those out. And as you experiment more and more, you may become more open to experimenting with more of the more well-known TrueSpring colors. Yesterday, I produced a video helping to further develop your eye and what harmony looks and feels like. And so here's a side-by-side of a color not in her palette versus a color in her palette. And can you see that you're more inclined to focus on her eyes and everything else is secondary over here? Over here, you may focus on her eyes for a slight bit, but your eye will want to wander at some point. So I totally get this comparison is in two different lighting conditions, but the harmony is over here. Eyes first, coral red second. Over here with the autumn orange, the top is overwhelming her. While you may look at her eyes for a bit, your eye will want to wander at some point to other aspects in this image where it's so easy to focus on her over here. During our post-consult, we went through the color analysis checks to get her to a TrueSpring result, and I explained why winter or deep autumn or even bright spring wasn't the result given, and I built some confidence with her in the TrueSpring result. I will say during our call, she had expressed that she was in online color analysis groups and receiving various feedback on the TrueSpring results she received. And she's commented on her thoughts on participating in those groups in the next couple of slides I'm going to have on your screen. I have said before, those groups are fantastic and fun and what have you, but if you are getting stressed out or ruminating on discussions in those groups, my advice would be to sort of minimize your involvement for your own mind sort of thing. If you do your research on the color analysis professional you choose to sign up with in terms of where they train, their system, their experience, and perhaps client before and afters, etc., and have decided to sign up with that professional, my advice would be trust in your research and test out the result. Sometimes standing back and going, who am I asking for advice here, may be the way to go. Are they trained in the system that you've been assessed in? Are they doing the same color analysis checks? Do they have experience with the system, etc.? So those are my thoughts on that, because a lot of online content has, for instance, people in the TrueSpring palette that have golden hair, bright blonde hair and what have you. And in reality, in my experience with thousands of clients around the world, that's not the case. Like a lot of people who have deep brown hair or even medium brown hair receive a TrueSpring result. This client is loving the brightness of the TrueSpring palette now, and when she looks back at photos of herself wearing different color seasons, it makes sense why she never felt comfortable in the other seasons. She also refers to, matching colors too much to your surface coloring. Sometimes those won't be the best colors to wear in your palette. She creates online content for her favorite clothing brand, which is Lululemon, and she's amassed several new Lululemon items in her TrueSpring result. And you can read more and pause this video to find out more what she says. I don't know if I have permission to tag her account, but please comment below if you see this video and it's you in this video, and let people know about your account. I'm filled with appreciation for you sharing your fabulous, sparkly TrueSpring update with all of us. Yay, TrueSpring!